Today, I'm going to be sharing with you 5 ways you can improve your revenue drastically with very simple tweaks that you can do right away within the next 7 days, and you will see the improvement right away. Now, I've been a restaurant owner for over 7 years. I've been through a failed restaurant, a failed cafe, and then a successful restaurant. I've been through it all, so I know exactly what happens to be a really successful restaurant. And the tips today drastically improves your revenue if you follow them. They're very simple, easy to implement. Nothing I'm going to be holding back. So you can actually go ahead and start implementing these yourselves. You don't need nobody but yourself to actually do it. I know restaurant owners are busy with operations. A lot of stuff happens within the restaurant, but these things needs to be taken care of because if you don't, you're just throwing money out of you know the window. So some of the tips you can probably implement, some of them maybe you can implement because you're busy or you don't care about it. It's fine. Take whatever you need to take from these tips and implement it for your own restaurant. So I'm going to be sharing my screen and we're going to go through a little bit of a slideshow um, to kind of go over exactly how we can improve it. So the first one here, as you can see, is Google My Business, which is optimization. This is very overlooked by a lot of restaurants. A lot of restaurants basically, once they set it up, they completely forget about it. Maybe they go on and change their business hours. Other than that, they don't really do anything. But there's things that we need to keep doing in order to optimize it. This is like your landing page. This is where most people are going to be interacting with it. And I'll share what I mean by that later on into this presentation because this proves that Google is the king when it comes down to restaurant owners. So the first thing is you need to make sure that your business is verified. It has that blue check. This should be a given. If you don't have it, you need to do it right away because you'll be invisible almost. And you're most likely suffering from actual getting business. Okay. So the second thing here is high quality images of your food, storefront, and interior. This is very much important to keep uploading on month-to-month basis, quarterly basis. It doesn't matter how often it is, but you need to always keep that in your list to update your high quality image. Because again, a lot of people go in, check your reviews, check your images before they visit. It just builds trust right off the bat. If you find really good images, good reviews, right away, you can easily start converting people over. So this is easy ones that I'm saying respond to all. Bad ones, it's more important to respond to bad ones than good ones. You probably hit this before, but I'm going to say it again because this is so important, very important for you to actually not lose business. So again, and also use key things that you need to be implemented, key dishes that you have in your restaurant. So in your description, so best whatever it is in Mississauga in your description. People read descriptions just as maybe sometimes if they search like best restaurant near me, they're not particularly searching for a specific cuisine type. They're just wanted to go eat out. So sometimes they want to see what type of restaurant, what kind of food they provide. So make it easy for them. Now, also, there's a ability to post on Google. A lot of people neglect posting on Google. They focus on Instagram, Facebook, maybe TikTok. Now, Google is very important because they actually reward you for posting there to be active. If you're active, they assume that you're a good business owner, and they reward you for that in terms of ranking and SEO, which we'll get to that also, right? Here, go through your profile, make sure everything is filled. They reward you heavily on this. So you want to make sure that you go through the whole thing, make sure there's no thing left over. If they told you to upload your menu. If they told you to put in photos of your menu, put in photos of your menu. A lot of people get stuck there. This is what I've dealt with a lot of restaurant owners. So make sure you do this. There's someone beeping outside. I'm not really sure. Holy crap. Okay, no worries. Remember, this is no control what shows on your profile if people post pictures. Okay, so keep that in mind that some pictures you can't really remove because it's customers' pictures. And if you're a busy restaurant, you probably have thousands. Maybe you could report one or two, but it gets probably not worth your time to actually go in and take down bad photos. Uh, this is, you can't really avoid it. I just want to tell you guys this because um, don't sweat over it. You're just gonna have some bad photos. Maybe of your food, somebody doesn't know how to take photo, they do it anyways, and they share it on Google. And even if it's a good review, still looks not that good. Like, you know what I mean? I'm sure their camera is just trash, and they're just struggling to be on social media, whatever. Anyways, have clear photos of your menu items. This is very important. This is why, like, I recommend like doing white background shoot for your menu totally, and you can do it like from the top on the side of the dishes. And this one you can use basically forever if they're high quality. I recommend always for restaurants to spend that much money. Like, I think it's between $800. I know it's pretty hefty to actually do that shoot. It gives you like 60 to 80 photos of your dishes, two of each. But again, this depends on the size of your menu. Now, a pro tip here is to ask customers to review you after leaving. This is very important because review rewards heavily into the SEO. So if Google sees that people are reviewing all the time, they're giving you 5 stars, they obviously going to keep recommending you because actual people, this is what they're all like tailored to, right? Their experience and how they are actually helping. This is how they, when you're putting best restaurant near me and they seeing this restaurant is getting a lot of reviews, and they're gonna start feeding you more people just naturally because they find that you're a good restaurant to go to just based off that reviews. Okay, so this is a few example of a good review. I would say Google profile picture. um, so let's take a look here. So once you come into menu, so this guy does not have photos, but these photos that he have is good, right? Um, Again, you see how there's no photos in each of those. This is where I mean this, the white background photos need to be here. This guy doesn't have white background, but he still has a really good kind of image. I'm not sure if this is a really good image, but let's take a look into this one. Like this one, this is very good image. Again, here, if you go into here and scan for his menu food, look, all the food looks pretty well shot. And he's uploading some photos of a couple of his menu items. You can tell these are not customer photos. These are more of the restaurant photos, and this is what you want to be achieving. You want to have like the first few photos to be your photos, and they are, kind of designed by you to be looking good, right? And everything in here is filled, making sure that you have the everything service options that you have, your address, try to fill as much as possible. One thing he's not doing here also is posting on social media. Make sure your links are here. Not posting on social media, I mean posting on Google My Business. This is one thing he's missing. So he's doing something's good, he's doing something bad, but you can see that a lot of restaurant owners are just slacking off some of this. He doesn't have a bad Google My profile, but he could do better. So this is a couple of things how you can stand out of competition by just simply doing these little things that could improve your business. And I'm sure this is the best way of bringing customers. This is literally your landing page, right? So everybody comes and sees this, most of the customers, right? And again, this is very important, so keep that in mind. The next thing is, I would say, is social media presence. I'm sure a lot of restaurant owners, um, you know, basically are always thinking about social media. I want my social media, but I'm gonna break the ice on this one and tell you, social media, I should say, is global in nature. And what happens to that is that it's hard to control the area that you're in, right? So if you're, for instance, your reel does really well, it starts going everywhere. It just can go like, beyond your province or state or whatever the country, and it can go beyond that. And that's the issue with it. It's uncontrollable, and that's not where your customers are. And if you're not like McDonald's, like in every corner, you don't really need that, right? You don't need that. It's just more views and followers. Maybe, yeah, you get credibility, but it's not real money, right? And that's kind of the thing. So, but what I recommend is actually you posting 3 to 4 times. Anyways, you still have a following. You need to keep them updated. You want to keep them updated on daily specials, behind the scenes, keep it engaged into them. Always mix it up. And I see a lot of restaurant owners just posting a lot of junk into their Instagram. Don't do that. It's probably better not to post. Probably posting once a month and it's something good. It's better than just posting random things just to make sure that you're staying active. There's so much shit going on social media that people are just going to overlook any other posts. Like if it's just an average post, people are going to overlook it. So make sure they're good posts, they're engaging, and maybe had something here that says make sure you're always creating funny reels. Not always have to be about your food. Make sure it's something that is funny and you can relate your food into it. Um, if you can take an example of Red Bull always posts just like their events and things that people are skiing and stuff like that. Nothing about Red Bull. You just see the flag of Red Bull and then people doing those sports and the car racing and stuff like that. So this is kind of how they're doing it to gain like what is it, 2 million plus following. Okay, so if you can see this one here, this is a little bit of showcasing your food. I know there's no volume in here, but it shows showcasing your food, but at the same time, you're being funny. People will stop looking at this, engages the customer, um, and keeps them maybe hit a follow, and then they can see more content of you. And that's the objective of it, right? Like, kind of slowly kind of get these customers into your restaurant. Another one here is that reply to your DMs, and a lot of people ignore those DMs, but there's a lot of customers that come into that. Don't always think about one customer as just one customer, right? When one customer walks in, there's multiple people they're going to be telling if they had a good experience. So always keep that in mind, right? One person is like equal to five. I would say this for restaurant owners: one person is equal to five, no matter what. He knows his friends and his family and his girlfriend, right, or wife. So these are a couple of things that you need to be considering every time there's a customer. Um, Now, dedicate posts to your brand. Tell your story, right? You want to have a brand that tells a story, and it's very, very important for you to keep telling that story over and over because you always want to be getting in front of new people, and you can share that story with them, and keep things organized. I've already said the global in nature. When I'm saying keep things organized, if you can come down here, if you look at this page here. um, I don't know. Would you like to, when you go into this page, would you be impressed? Or maybe like something like this one, right? Obviously, this one is the better one. It's more organized. It has brand colors. It has, um, just smoother the eyes. It just looks more legit, right? Here, it looks like all over the place, no structure, nothing like that. And this is something, in the restaurant industry, you want to impress your customer by just like, if they ever visit your profile, right? And a couple of things that you want to keep in mind on your in social media is feature your staff, and it builds connection and a story when you're doing that. So everybody works, everybody goes and grinds in different types of work. So showing your staff always gives that appreciation, and since everyone works, they can feel that connection. And one more thing is that don't forget to post on Google profile. Here we're going to the third step, which is third tip, more like steps. CEO and local restaurants. So why does it matter? Uh, you want to be the first option when someone searches for your food in your area. This is basically if you're the first option, I can guarantee you you're basically busy all the time. And a couple of things you can do this is by tweaking these small things, right? For instance, like I don't know how you know how SEO works, but legitimately it's not that hard. So if you go to your website, you know those like bolded headers. Maybe let's just go onto this guy's website and take that for example. You see here, this website, these are called the H3 headings. These H3 headings, Google takes them seriously because this is like the most important text. So if you want to say best toast on blower, right? For instance, this when someone types best toast, you're going to be coming up, and these H2 titles are also important. So this is very important when you're actually including these, and you have to be mindful of what you're writing. You want to having these keywords that are actually related to your food or your cuisine type. So when people are searching for it, you're popping up, and this is how you can increase your SEO effectively by just doing it yourself if you want. Add a frequently asked questions. It definitely helps, right? Again, when people searching for information like, hey, catering near me for 300 people, you want to be in those searches somewhere that pops up and answers that question for you. So this is very important. Google Maps embeds. You can Google embed. When you do that, it helps with your SEO, and kind of like showing your location, like it's a geo thing. It helps with their SEO quite a bit actually. So having like Google My Maps embedded um, into your site, it's pretty easy. Look it up in YouTube, and you should be able to find something easy to implement. Alt imaging. So basically, you go back into here. So each image that you upload, you can actually have like a small title. And what this does basically is when people searching for these types of cuisine, and you have that basically, for instance, let's just say this is chicken, right? I'm not really sure what this is. It's like cheese or something. Anyways, if this is chicken, you can say chicken, specific chicken, roasted chicken, for instance. So, and someone types roasted chicken, right? You're going to be able to pop in the images side of Google, but it also helps in the search side because you're providing Google that you're the website to go to, right? So this all comes together and helps. And one more tip here is that if you're implementing this, you're going to be able to see improvement. If you want to gauge how you're improving, I would say get Google Analytic and start looking into these views and how you're getting these events. It's a little bit complicated. I'm not going to actually dive into this Google Analytic, but if you're just sign up to Google Analytics, you're going to probably get page views, start session, first visit, scroll, user engagement. These are kind of like easy ones that you don't actually have to curate yourself. Like this one here, for instance, order button clicked. This is a track. This is if you're installing a tag manager, which is for another video I'll talk about. But you can see if this number keeps increasing, right? You're going to be able to understand that whatever you're doing works, right? And you can track whatever is previously, like what happened, like what's your results previously and what is it now, and you're able to track it. There's way more that goes into Google Analytic. I did want to share this one photo with you too, is that Google is king and it's always going to be king. People focus on social media, but unfortunately, Google is king. That's why SEO, you want to be taking care of it. The reason why you can see here, for instance, this is a restaurant that we work with, and he gets about 4,000 active users searching his restaurant in a monthly basis. Okay. And then you can see on his next thing, an ad is bringing in about 400 customers, right? Now, Ping is bringing more than his Instagram and Facebook. By the way, he has like an Instagram link there that he drives people through. So this is how we know it's Instagram. And it's bringing more people in. So what does that mean to you guys? social media is not really the driver here. And a lot of people, and a lot of restaurants, like, get misguided by these agencies telling them, social media, social media, social media. But unfortunately, it just, the results is not there. You can see yourself. I can guarantee a lot of people with this, Google Analytics, if they have it installed and they look at the real result, they probably won't even touch social media or spend like $3,000 on a marketing agency to give them content. I'm not saying that social media is terrible. It has its place, right? But it's not where I would spend all my money into. Definitely Google would be number one because that's the revenue driver, obviously. Um, Now we go into the fourth tip, which is advertising and Facebook and Google ads. So this is a lot of restaurants, again, they look into social media, they pour all their money and forget that they can start predictably, producing traffic into their restaurant. A couple of things that we can do is that on Facebook and Instagram ads, you can run like offers like free appetizer with a meal, with a purchase, to bring in new customers, right? And it's a really good way to bring in new customers through these deals. However, the negative part is that you're discounting your food or giving away for free is not a sustainable approach over a long time. But what you can do is, if you have events, you can advertise your events for more booking. You can, retarget customers, which is very important on Facebook and Instagram. It's probably the best campaign you can run, is your retargeting campaign. People who visited your website, and engage with your Instagram, or maybe even if you had a menu code, a QR code for your menu, and they scanned it and you have a pixel on there, you can retarget them. So these are your customers basically, right? And you can retarget these customers to bring them back and keep them reminded. It's very easy to bring people back once they tried you and they like your food. They just need to be reminded to come back again and again, right? So a couple of things that this one for Facebook and Google. And I'll just dive in real quick here. Into this campaign types. So let me tell you here about one campaign, and I want to show you a couple of things here. So this is a birthday new campaign that we ran for our customer, and 156 leads got in, and they gave us their info. They gave us their birth date. They gave us their name, phone number, and email, which we can reuse later for email, SMS marketing, for a reminder. But what's so good is that this getting 156 at $1.21. Now, not everyone came in for that offer. I think the offer was like, spend something amount and get something for free, right? Now, what's really good about this campaign is that when you're running a birthday campaign, you're bringing a lot of people in. And, even if you spend like $5, $7 to bring somebody in, which is a lot of money, I understand, but you're bringing a big, like, 5 people plus usually on these like days, right? So this is a very easy campaign to run and it's very profitable. Let me know if you guys want me to show you this type of campaign, how to run this campaign specifically. I would love to do a video about it. I just put it in the comments and I'll try to put something together. Now, another thing here is that, you can see, for instance, this new lead campaign right here. This one we SMS, and basically we're providing, I think, buy one, get one free. We had about 91 people register. We spent about 240 at a $2.64. Also not bad for bringing in customers. It's always more expensive to bring in more customers. Now, not everyone went in, so our cost is probably around like $3.90. I remember being for those 91 people. Again, you're bringing a new customer and hopefully they can keep coming back. This is why you want to get retargeting campaigns going after they leave and you can reach out to them. And again, we were collecting phone numbers and emails consistently on those advertisements, so we can hit them up on email, SMS for later to bring them back. Now, the second thing here is actually Google Ads. Now, Google Ads it's so underestimated in the restaurant industry. It's basically ridiculous and it's free money and it's very trackable. And I'm going to probably blow you guys' mind, but like not a lot of people talk about this. Um, so we can actually like uh, target people who are searching like food near me, and then maybe target people who are frequently diners, people who maybe look like your best customers if you upload a list of your customers. Anyways, what the point is here is that you can track store visits. And what this means is that once someone interacts with your ad and they have their location GPS turned on or whatever they call it, and they walk into your store, Google knows this and converts it. So basically, I come in, I see your ad, and I click on it. I maybe view it, and then later on, I walk into your store. Google knows that I interacted with your ad, and I walked into your store, and this is how they track it. And then here you can see these guys. They got about 2,600 people walking in, and this is how much revenue they generated. And the way we actually calculate this is just taking this amount of customers and we times it by the average value they have. Now it's way more than this. We kind of lowball it just to make sure they're getting the best return investment when we're showing these numbers, and they can see this effect happening within the restaurant. And you can also track calls, calls, directions. Well, I'm just getting a little bit of a tickly throat. Anyways, so that's you can track directions, but once we track for store visits, we don't really care about this right here. Anyways, this is something that's very overlooked. You should look into it or have someone help you out how to run your Google Ads. Now, pro tip, use Google Ads Manager. Do not use posts. Now, I'm not going to say do not use posts totally, but only use post for posts that are actually doing good. Okay. So don't force people seeing content they don't want to see. It just doesn't work. So what you need to do is that once you see a post doing well, you can boost it. That kind of helps you get more followers because you're gonna know people are gonna engage with it, just based on the people that are already engaged with it. So it helps a lot. Now, this is probably one of the easiest ones you can implement, and you can probably implement it tomorrow if you would like to do it. Hopefully, you have good management in the restaurant to implement it. Is grow sales by improving your average ticket size. Okay. Your average ticket size is so important and people overlook it. By increasing it by like $3 to $4 per order, and you're having, 300 orders a day, you're increasing it by almost 3,000. I assume so, right? So it's nothing to be overlooked, right? Not 3,000. I think it's just 900. Anyways, that's per day. So that's a lot of money that you could be wasting. So a couple of things you can do is you always want to have your staff saying, would you like a dessert or a drink with that, right? That's something that like, I remember when I implemented it to the restaurant, I think in busy days, we were generating an additional $600 to $700 a day, probably even more than that on some specific days. And that's the power of this. And there goes the same thing with adding combo with it. So anything with your menu that you can combo with, like a salad or fries that you can probably combo, you should go ahead and combo it with it and let your customer make it option. Like, don't make it optional, make it like you have to pick something and click something on the screen, yes or no, basically. So your staff is actually doing that and actually asking, going through the whole process, right? And I actually want to show you a little bit of a screenshot here. Is that this is literally 1 day. Sorry, 1 month. So in 1 month, this is the additional thing for a combo, which they added like literally on the 1st of January. Within a month, that one combo sold for 322 times and 128 times for another combo. And they generated, let's see here. They generated about 1606.78 plus thousand. Oh, so they generate around $3,000, right? Now that's in a month, and that's probably was January. That's probably a slow month, so we can expect it to pick it up in like around summertime. So that's like 50,000 a year that you're like throwing out the window if you're not implementing this. So these little numbers add up over time. And if you have also, I'm not gonna recommend it, but if you can raise your menu prices by $1 or $2, right? It plays a significant role when you're doing, you know, 2001 menu item. That's 2000 a day. Now, if you increase like, a couple of menu items, that helps like you generate $6,000, 7,000, per month if you're a busy restaurant. And this is it becomes really powerful, like these little combos, little dessert sales and coke drinks that you're selling, it adds up pretty fast. So don't overlook it. This is something that's very important. um, Surprisingly, a lot of restaurant owners just don't care about this stuff. They care about selling their menu item, I mean the main dish, which is probably high cost, and and they don't want to profit more money with just small stuff that they can sell. Now, a couple of things you can do also to keep regulars come back. You try to implementing a loyalty program. Most likely, if you're like with Toast, with like any other like main POS systems that you have, you probably have a loyalty. Try to implement it. The thing is, you need to understand it. And a couple of things that you want to be doing here is making sure that you're not screwing this loyalty program up. And I see a lot of restaurant owners screw it up. They give out like high discounts, and what it happens is that they eat into their margins pretty heavily. And what you need to be doing actually is that giving out free items that has low food cost, and they are like, they're like, for instance, a dessert, they could cost like 8, $7, but it only costs you like $1 in store, right? And what it does is that the perceived value within the customer is it's much more. So they're getting this $8 for more, right? It's better than giving them a $10 discount or $15 discount on the meal, and you're losing out for a lot more money on that. So keep that in mind and make sure that you're not actually, slicing your margins with the loyalty program. It's pretty sensitive. So a couple of things to keep in mind. And surprise regulars with an email saying, "Hey, listen, you've been a loyal customer. Give them free samples, let them try it. Tell us like what is this? Tell them about do you like this menu item? We're gonna bring it down. What do you think?" They're probably gonna be giving you good feedback and honest feedback. Give thank you notes. A couple of things also is writing on the bag. Like if you have a white clean bag, you can write on it. Um, like the customer name, a small note. This actually does like wonders. Now, a couple of things here. Track your average order value weekly. Try to increase it by just $2. And if you do this, you're gonna probably cover a lot of the expenses that you're probably worrying about. If you're not worrying about these, you're gonna just get more profit out of it. So, implement these things. Okay. So in nature, there's like restaurant owners are busy, but these tips I'm giving you today is pretty easy to implement. It probably take you, let's just say, between 1 and 2 hours for some of the things. Like maybe things are a little bit more kind of has expertise, which is Facebook and Google ads. But majority of these things are easy to implement and organize, right? So take whatever I said. Again, if you find difficulties running ads, advertisement, or you don't have experience, maybe you ask your marketing team to help you out with that. And if you're wanting help with anything, just leave a comment below and I'll try to answer those questions for you. Anyways, let me know what other videos you guys would like to watch, like this one, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.